Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is I Don't Want No Huns. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. What's going on? I'm so glad to see you. All right, today is like a palate cleanse. Let's have a real palate cleanse of what we have been seeing a lot with Monet and all the negative things. And I know a lot of times when we're consuming anti-MLM content, we can get bogged down with the negativity of what we have experienced. And we're still going to read a little bit of that today, but what I wanted to share with you, what I thought was really crucially important, was to let you see in real time people's success stories. Ever since this has all kind of started pouring out, we have gotten people who are sending a lot of us different messages saying, this is my experience, this is what I have gone through, and I'm out now. And I wanted to share those stories so that you can see that there are people who are leaving, there are people who are starting to speak out, and that there is a way to heal and there is a way to start healing. Do you think I planned this? I didn't plan this very well. After we go through some of these, I am going to share with you a really great resource called Mlmchange.org, because the FTC is asking for our help and it is time for us to really make some change. And that is what we are all about here at I Don't Want No Huns and anybody who is in the anti-MLM genre. So I made a reel, a highlighted story rather, on my Instagram. So if you go over and check me out on I Don't Want No Huns on Instagram, you will see it there as well. Why am I so red? I'm like, why am I red? If you go over there, sorry, I'm like all over the place today, but here is the reel. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these success stories. All right. So here's this one. This one I just particularly like because she says that I'm awesome. But I'm so glad I left when I did, thanks to all of you. When people send us messages and let us know that we are the reason that their eyes were opened, you don't know the amount of reinforcement and remotivation that gives us. Especially me. So I guess I'm not going to speak for the entire genre, but I am going to speak for myself. That really helps me know I'm doing the right thing. I'm going the right direction. If I hadn't come across Roberta's podcast, I would have never found you and everyone else, and I probably would never got out and would have thrown away thousands of more money. It's amazing. This person says, hi, my name is blank and I am #embarrassed to be a Monet market partner. Can we get that trending? Just wanted to say thank you so much for shedding light and for all of the information you share. Wish I found you all a couple of years ago when I signed up. I'm a blank and got brainwashed into being a market partner. The thing I blanked out is like what she actually does for a living. And she asked that I cross that out so that nobody can try to trace us back to her. I discipliningly love the products and the discount, but have a deep, deep dislike for the top earners out here in SoCal. Greedy Tulip, Tiny Branch, and In-N-Out Wifey. I need to know who In-N-Out Wifey is. So if you sent this, because now I don't remember who sent it, if you could let me know who In-N-Out Wifey is, that would be great. They are so full of misinformation about everything. The COVID information they spew to their minions killed me. And people just copy, paste, repost like nothing. Ugh, I have a really sore spot about them. Anyways, thanks for what you do. P.S. Their hats kill me too. Their hats kill me. Yes, so I really need to know who In-N-Out Wifey is. And we need to get the hashtag embarrassed to be a Monet market partner going pronto. Thank you very much. This is the Amber NY. She shared this one. This is somebody who got out of Beachbody because of her. And when we say because of us, because of me, because of Amber, it is because like I left MLMs because of Roberta Blevins. It's not because Roberta called me and said, get out. It is because I found her information. I found her content. I found her education. I consumed it and I learned something and I allowed myself to be taught. I didn't just stick in this mindset of this is the way things are and I can never change and I can never grow and I can never learn. I listened to the content. I went and found more content. And because of all of those things compiling, I decided I'm leaving. I'm officially going to leave Perfectly Posh. I snuck out silently. I just stopped selling, stopped talking about it. I let my membership lapse December 2021, but stopped selling in June of 2021. So what we're seeing is somebody who started likely in the year before in COVID, and then about 6 months in stopped selling. I saw these things happening in Sarah Hill's sector of the cult, which I was a part of. It was too toxic. After a year and a half of busting my ass and spending money on bullshit, actually, so no, she would have joined in 2019, to help me move forward, I was persuaded to buy people's businesses. I changed who I was. F. Monet, I'm so happy this is all coming to the surface. Thank you for what you're doing. Seriously. This person posted, this says, a lot of this has happened because of French Fries and Fairy Tales, and we'll talk about Angelique in a second here. It's freeing to know I'll never write another hey girl message in my life. That the friends on my Insta and Facebook are not a paycheck waiting to happen. That my time is now actually mine. So what we're seeing here is a lot of people have been consuming our content for a long time. We've always known, and again, I've been in this for 6.5 months, but as I've grown and as I've talked to other creators, we have always known that there are reps who watch us. We know that you are out there. We know you are consuming our content. And what happened was when Angelique had her experience and she spoke out and we helped elevate her voice to get the word out to former people who are now in the anti-MLM community and current people who are MLM reps who are watching the content. In a way, you could say it gave them permission to say, here is somebody who I am watching in real time get terminated and deal with things I have experienced, I have seen. I am watching this happen in real time. And then I'm watching the ramifications of her speaking her truth, her heart. I am seeing an MLM company refuse to let her be who she is and silence her. And so as a result, people are starting to speak out and starting to pour out. This person says, so they were responding to one of these other stories. This a million, is that a million? 100,000%. My upline team are so toxic, it was unbelievable. And our SED/ED are right in the thick of it. I'm no longer friends with a close girlfriend because she is my upline and got sucked into her upline. It's 100% a cult, and I regret every second I wasted in the company from the moment I signed up. I threw all my products out today. Also, because I'm extremely allergic to them, and I've had enough, and donated any merch I had. This is what's crazy to me. She is extremely allergic to the Monet products, but was using it. How had she been manipulated to believe that she should keep using it? Oh, right. They tell you to keep using it because you're detoxing. Right. Where am I at? I'm donating my merch I had. I'm beyond embarrassed to have been associated and quite frankly, feel sorry for anyone who this has happened to. It's so twisted. If you're not the exact type of girl and do not view their same stance on COVID, church, how to post, etc., you're immediately out. Thank you for what you do. You're welcome. I am silently leaving Monet too. I only joined a few months ago after it launched in Australia in November, which was hysterical to watch happen because we saw them literally admit to being a pyramid scheme. I really do love the products. Okay. But the stress and anxiety ranking and everything else it caused me aren't worth it. The money I've put into this because I thought this was an absolute no-brainer on living life. I thought this was an absolute no-brainer on living life on my terms is more than I'd like to admit in only a few months too. I felt so cringe doing reach outs and just started questioning the whole MLM model the other day. I then came across your YouTube and Instagram accounts, and I honestly feel relieved it's not just in my head. The thing is, I love the products. I want to sell them, but not in the MLM way, if that makes sense. It does. It does. It's never about the product. None of this movement is about the product. I mean, sometimes your product is crappy that the MLM is selling, but perfectly posh. I loved the products. I had no problem with the products. Where was I? If that makes sense. I'd rather go to basics and sell at retail instead of having to sign people up. Right. No one wants to be locked in anything. Really keen to hear what you think, though. Nobody wants to sign people up. People want to just sell product. Nobody really genuinely wants to build a team and recruit. Deep down in our core. And the only people who do are the ones that have managed to rank so high up that is the way that they can have their 6 figures a month. But in reality, you cannot make any money, sustainable money, just selling the product. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what you sell or how much percentage you offer people. They're going to have to sell. And I have a post somewhere down on my grid on Instagram, if you go look, that breaks down how much shampoo you would have to sell. And it's like $11,000 a month, or was it $18,000? It was a lot. And that was just in product. That's a lot. Here's the last one that I've saved so far. Hey, I just found your account over the weekend from watching Angelique's story, and my eyes have been opened. I signed up over 2 years ago, and I just never got the swing of things, but left it as a well, someday I'll figure it out plan. But there was always something that never sat right with me. And now I know. I've canceled my account, and the few VIPs I did have all canceled as well. Thank you so much. Such a toxic culture. It is absolutely true. Sometimes you just need to see some videos and be open to hearing the truth of what you're doing. And I think that what's so difficult about that word, the truth, right? Like, open your eyes to the truth, is that's what conspiracy theorists say. When we see people who are like anti-COVID or, think COVID is a hoax. Well, I guess COVID is the most relevant one. So we'll just use COVID for right now. They say, open your eyes to the truth. So when you hear that, it automatically starts to make you feel like, okay, you're crazy. This is a conspiracy theory. But there is real truth in what we are saying and in what is happening in this industry. I did not do my hair. Oh, that's better. That looks so much better. We'll just try to leave the hair like this. The truth of the matter is that they are trying to make you believe that by joining an MLM, your life is going to be changed. You are going to be opening up doors to possibilities that you never knew existed. But in reality, they need you to join so they can hit that rank. What was exposed extensively when Angelique was terminated was rank buying or stacking, where we were seeing people trying to buy their ranks. And if you're still confused at what rank buying is, let me give you an explanation. So I will use my dogs as an example, okay? And we'll just make this one very small little pyramid. I am at the top of my pyramid, and my dog Winnie and Puddles are my downlines. In order for me to maintain my rank, I need to sell, let's say, $200 in my own personal volume. So my retail sales need to be $200. But in order for me to maintain that rank and get any bonuses associated with that rank, Puddles and Winnie, I need to have 2 active dog partners below me. And if I don't have those 2 active dog partners below me, I'm not going to get I'm not going to get bonuses on their sales. I'm not going to get the rank up bonuses that they might get. I'm just not going to get the money that I would want, or that I've maybe become accustomed to. So what I do is I call Winnie and I say, hey, how close are you to becoming active, to like hitting that mark so that you're active for the month? And Winnie might say, $50. I've got $150 in sales, but I just need $50. So then I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to Venmo you $50, or I'm going to place an order under your account, or I have another ghost account that I'm going to place an order under you. I'm going to pay that $50 because maybe for the top of the pyramid, for me, spending $50 still means that I'm going to get a $300 bonus, a $200 bonus, whatever. Okay. And this is a very small pyramid, right? So like, we're just talking about 3 people. And then same thing with Puddles. I go, Puddles, how much do you need? And she's like, oh, well, I haven't sold anything. And I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hustle. We're going to get everybody we know to get you your sales and get you where you are. Have you gotten the flash sales? You should really get that flash sale so you can sell it. I'm going to maybe encourage Puddles to buy the flash sale, which will go towards her 200 PV to keep her active. I'm going to do everything I can to get those 2 dogs to get to the 200 PV they need to be active so that I can get my balance. So if you imagine that on a grander scale, when we look at Monet's pyramid and their SEDs, they need to have 2 associate market mentors and 2 MMBs, or, they need to have all these things. So they are constantly talking to their downline and they're saying, I'm going to coach you to keep you active. But it's because they want to make sure that there is at least this amount of people, however many, that are hitting those marks to check off their bubbles so they get their bonuses. So when you get in, it's not about you building a business, you creating those connections it's not about that. It's about you making enough money in sales or your own recruits so that your upline can check off the box and say, all right, I've got my market partner, I've got my MMB, I have an an AED, whatever I need so that I hit my rank. It is never about you. It is always about them. And that's the really frustrating part. And I think that's what people are finally starting to open their eyes. That is what opened my eyes, was when I realized that my upline, as much as I love her still to this day, she's a good person. But I realized that even though she was making a full-time income and totally supporting, well, her husband also worked, but she was able to replace the job she hated before, which she talked about all the time. Pain points all the time. She replaced that entire income with this. I realized that she was so good at recruiting. She was so personable and people wanted to join her and people wanted to laugh with her and it was easy for her to recruit. It really was. But if everybody underneath her stopped working, if everybody was like, I just can't this month. Now, realistically, she had a huge team. I don't know the numbers, but realistically, they just weren't going to. They weren't going to, they're not all going to just stop. But eventually they might. And if they all just stopped, she would not be able to survive on her sales alone. And she sold a lot. But that wouldn't be enough because she would miss out on all the other bonuses and percentages on her downline sales. And that's why we say that it's a pyramid scheme. If you cannot survive on any kind of income without a downline, then it's a pyramid scheme. Point blank. So let me show you a couple more resources of accounts that I would love for you to follow and check out some videos. If you're new and you're watching this and you're like, where do I start? I just found your video and I don't know where to start. I'm going to just show you a couple slides. I have a reel here. First of all, if you're interested in the entire sordid tale of Angelique Robles, French Fries and Fairy Tales, if you click on my link I'll put link it in the cards here. I have a list of videos from Roberta Blevins, Chelsea Suarez, and myself that also feature Angelique and just in order of everything that happened, okay? And you can follow the story there. Other creators that covered the Angelique Robles saga are Savannah Marie and Isabel Lanter. I highly suggest that you go check them out as well, just because their perspective, mine is always very teacher-like. I try with a little bit of sass and a little bit of comedy. Isabel and Savannah are just no nonsense. They don't give a crap, and they're going to cut through all the BS. So if you're curious, okay, what is anti-MLM though? I still kind of like my MLM. I'm confused. I recommend that you check out Life After MLM, the show. There is an episode, our second episode was called What is Anti-MLM? And it is where Roberta Blevins had a panel of us on, and we all talked about what it meant to us, why we were anti-MLM, and what our whole purpose is. One of the things I really want to stress and drive home is that as I've talked to people, as I've grown with this genre, I'm going to call it a genre, there are a lot of people that started in this that started in the anti-MLM world. And when it started, however many years back we want to say, they were just angry and basically mean. And so every post was, look how stupid this girl looks. Look how dumb. And that's very true. And I think that is why a lot of people view us as haters, dumb, just mean girls, bullies, because that's what it started out as. There are Facebook groups where that is what happens. But a bulk of us creators over here on YouTube and Instagram, that is not what we're about. We are trying to actively change the image, the connotation of what it means to be anti-MLM. We are trying to change that. And how we're trying to change that is by showing you empathy, by debunking lies. And sometimes that means a little bit of sass, a little bit of snark. If you say something very offensive, we're not going to necessarily be super kind about it. But it's with that empathy that when people like Angelique Robles reaches out to us and says, hey, I have questions. Can I talk to you? 100% yes. I told her from the beginning, I believe you're going to be terminated at some point, especially when they find out that you're talking to us. You will be terminated. And if you go to another MLM, I would not love that, but I'm more concerned about how you've been treated and showing people that this type of behavior is not okay. She ultimately ended up seeing the full picture. People did try to recruit her real hard into their downlines and she said, no, I just think I'm done. I'm done with MLMs. And because she's starting to see the light. So we truly, if she went to another MLM, I was never, would my heart have been a little broken and like a bit angry? Sure. But I was never going to be like, well, screw you and you go join your stupid MLM. No, that's not who we are. And Angelique never approached us in any kind of combative or negative way. And so from the very moment that she first reached out, we have had nothing but respectful and compassionate, empathetic conversations. And funny. She's so funny. But anyhow, I'm getting on a tangent. I just love that girl. She and I have become really good friends over this entire half month, not even 3-4 weeks. So check out this video, Life After MLM. What is anti-MLM? I highly recommend it. The third episode is where we talk about the BITE model. The BITE model was created by Dr. Stephen Hassan. Now I forgot how to say it. Roberta's gonna be like, Mallory, how do you not know how to say it? But it breaks down all the different ways that cults can control you through behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. And then it breaks down within each of those 4 domains, specific things that they will do. So what I encourage you to do is, if you are just finding this content, is look at the BITE model, get that book, look up any resources, just type in the BITE model into Google and you'll find graphics and read through them, or watch this video and be like, oh, that happened to me. Or I heard about that happening to someone else. That happened to my friend. And you'll see in every MLM, there are examples of the BITE model. This is Cece Suarez. Most of you have found me through her, so I'm probably sure that I don't have to introduce you to her at all. She does a great expose on Bossly, who is one of the top leaders in Prove It. She is the self-proclaimed #1 network marketer in the world, but that's not true. Let's see, what do I have next? This is a video that I made called A Heartfelt Apology. There was a local market partner whose content I was using. I was blurring out her face. I was never showing her name, but she discovered it and she got mad. And so I made a video talking to her. Still have never heard from her. She's completely blocked me and ignored me, and I hope she's doing well. But this breaks down the definitions of the word hate, bullies, just all of the word. There were so many things that I had flashcards. I was getting real teacher in that video. If you want to meet Barb, okay, I'm not going to go through all of the things that are on my channel. You can go look at my channel later, okay? People that I recommend. The Real Beast Mode. Erin Bees was in the top 0.03% of Prove It. She was close friends with Bossly. And if you were looking for somebody who is still healing their way out of MLM, I highly recommend Erin Bees, because she absolutely is so empathetic and understands what that process is like to be at the top, the very top of the pyramid, and realize that in order for you to make all your money, people below you are losing. And to watch her, she does a lot of videos where she reacts to her old stuff as well. It's where I got the idea to do it. I definitely recommend Erin Bees for sure. Julie Joe, another one. She was at the top of Arbonne. Is that right? Julie Joe was at Arbonne. To the top of Arbonne. She gives excellent information, empathy, compassion with a little bit more sass and a little bit more But we love Julie Jo, especially because she is very, very verbal about mental health, and we love a good mental health advocate. Jessica Hickson. Listen, Jessica Hickson is my heart. I love this woman to death. She is such a warrior, and I say, like, I hate when people are like, you're such a warrior. She really is. The stuff she has gone through in the past year, and the way that she has vlogged it and put it on YouTube to just be open about it with her subscribers is truly inspirational. I highly recommend that you do a deep dive on Jessica Hickson and just see everything that she has to share. I also recommend, especially if, and I didn't put Blanca on here, and I'm so stupid, or maybe I do in a later slide, but Karina, Hurtado, and Blanca do Spanish content because there is a large population of Latinx, Hispanic, whichever word, I don't want to be incorrect or a population that don't speak English, and so they're in MLMs, and this content can't reach them. And so Karina and Blanca and Gladys at MLM Exit and Vanessa, they all make content for Spanish-speaking MLM reps. Fallible Spoonie, she is the face behind the website I'm about to show you. Her name is Michelle Carpenter. She has a new growing YouTube channel. I highly recommend that you check her out. She is a joy. She makes our stickers. She makes my t-shirts. She's wonderful. Real Talk Safe Space is Kayla. Kayla used to be with Young Living for 4 years, and if you want to see some really well done reels that just debunk all of the BS in MLMs and like the things that they try to recruit you with, she's a great person to check out. I already talked about Isabel Lantix and Savannah Marie. Hannah Thaler. I can't say her name because every time I see her username, I think Hannah the Healer. It looks like Hannah the Healer to me. I can't. She is also a teacher. And if you want to talk about just like a calm and effective presence, gosh, she is excellent. So definitely check her out. Savvy Writes Books is one of my newest YouTube obsessions. I love Savvy Writes Books. She is so educated. It's not to say that these other women aren't educated, but there's something extra about her where you just know that what she's saying is true. Don't even question it because you are like, this lady is way more well-read than I am. No way in hell am I going to try to debate her on anything. But she also does, I actually hope that I'm using the right pronouns. I'm not even sure. Savvy does also book videos. So Savvy is not exclusive to anti-MLM content, but has done some interviews with pro MLM, and she's great. Just a great channel. So like I said, this list is not comprehensive. Deanna Mims is another one. Great content. Super, just like if you want to put them on while you're cleaning and just have like a nice calming voice that gives truth. Love Deanna Mims. There's so many people in this world. And then how could I forget the Jenny Wild? Are you guys like, this video is all over the place? It is, because I literally just woke up from a little nap and I was like, I want to make a video and talk about this. So I'm unscripted. I'm actually never scripted. So here we go. The Jenny Wild is primarily on like TikTok, Instagram. That's where she makes most of her reels and her content. This woman used to be in Monet. And if there's any person who can ever perfectly verbalize what I'm feeling or help me rationalize something that I'm feeling. So if I see a comment or I see something and I go to her and I'm like, this is ridiculous, she is able to articulate it in a way that is so well spoken and so intellectual. She's just so smart. And then she's also so funny. Her characters she creates, God, she makes me look like chump change. Love Jenny Wild. There's Blanca. Blanca, go follow her. She's incredible. There's Hannah again. Amber NY. Amber, I love Amber. I don't think her it's not the Amber NY. I think her last name is Nye, but I just think it says New York. Anyhow, Amber primarily is focusing on Beachbody. She was a former Beachbody Hun coach. So her main focus is Beachbody. She is excellent at Beachbody content, and she gives no shits. She will completely take you to task. Love Amber. She's great. And then to top it all off, I'm sure there's more people I need to add to this list on my Instagram reel, but Amal Williams. I sent her a DM and I was like, listen, I think your content is great. I think that you and I would absolutely get along. Here's my cell phone number. Let's be real life friends. And within like an hour, she texted me and was like, hey, real life friend. And so now we text and talk all the time. She is incredible. She's in Canada. But she is just so well-spoken and such an advocate for BIPOC and calling out any injustices and making sure that we are held accountable, because there's a lot of times that I do go to her and I go, I think I've said something that might have been insensitive, or I've been thinking this, can I talk it through with you? And she is so open to having those conversations with me, because I am constantly working on my internalized, what's the word I'm looking for? Prejudice, that we are just raised with as white people. And she is so open to listening to me and hearing me out and giving her point of view so that I can learn and grow. And I greatly appreciate that from Amal. One of the things I just want to touch on about the people who create content in the anti-MLM community is we are a group of primarily women. The people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, we're a group of primarily women who are constantly working to learn, to grow. I mean, MLMs talk a lot about personal development. You have to personally develop yourself, but they only give you a very narrow view of books to read. They only give you a narrow mindset. And then when other things creep in that challenge what they're trying to get you to grow and believe, shove it out. That's all wrong. In our community, we are constantly working together. And I hate using the word community again. Let me break down why we're not using the word community as much. Like Chelsea just said in her last video, I don't like to use the word community because we're not a community. We are and we aren't. Community kind of gives that sense because a lot of people joined MLMs to join a community. That's why a lot of people joined. They wanted that community. But that community fell underneath an organization. The anti-MLM genre is not an organization. Some people are like, oh, this person is the queen. She runs it. Nobody runs anything. I answer to myself. Chelsea Suarez, Deanna Mims, Isabel Lanter, Roberta Blevins, all of those people, they all answer to themselves. Nobody is being held to any other standard other than the one you set on yourself. But because we put out things that are public, because we are constantly putting stuff out for all of you, sometimes it is healthy and okay for people to say, hey, I noticed in your post you said this. Could I offer a different perspective, or could I just tell you how that made me feel? And we are open and willing to listen to it and say, I can see how that came across that way. So let's have a conversation. And throughout creating all of this content, we have become friends. It's interesting because I saw in the comments of a random video, someone saying, well, they're all friends and they're all in their own little clique and they're all mean girls and bullies. We became friends because we all share the same set of values of what this genre, this movement is set out to do. And there have been people that we don't click with, not click as in like we're in a clique, but people that we don't mesh with. And that's okay. I'm not forced to work with anybody. You were not forced to work with me. I am just in my own little office doing my thing. And I have created and cultivated friendships through this work that we are doing that have become genuine friendships. So when people are like, they're all friends. Yeah, there's a group of us that are all friends. A lot of the people that I've mentioned today, I am good friends with them. Like Deanna Mims and I don't really ever talk, but if I saw her out, we would definitely have a conversation. But Deanna Mims and I have not created like a friendship, but I respect her. I believe she respects me. I hope she does. But people like Roberta and Michelle and Roberta Blevins, Michelle Carpenter at Fallible Spoonie, Kayla, Jenny Wild, just to name a few, like right off the top of my head, they have become some of my closest friends that I talk to every day. And it is because we share the same values of what we're here to do. So when anyone says like, oh, they're all friends and they're all getting, well, yeah. But again, we don't work together as a company. We're our own independent people. And if I need to step back, that's cool. I can step back. I can not check in for a while. And, they might check in on me and be like, you okay? But it's not they're checking in on me because they need me to make a rank, right? Okay. Anyhow, I went on like a crazy tangent about the community. But basically what I was trying to get at is that we are not a community under any organization. The anti-MLM genre movement is not backed or funded by anything. We all started, all of us, unmonetized. And you know what, that's one of the funny things too, is we see like people, a lot of MLMers will say, well, this is a scam that they're selling merch. Here's the thing. They make the merch because some of our subscribers will say, that's a funny saying. You should put that on a shirt. And so we do. And buy the shirt, don't buy the shirt. Now, I don't have merch yet. I have some ideas for merch. Maybe I'll do it this summer. Buy the merch, don't buy the merch. It doesn't matter. Will I make some money off of it? Sure. But I'm not begging you to buy the merch. And that's the difference. And if I'm monetized on YouTube, which I am, thank you very much for being here and helping me reach that goal that I didn't even know was a goal. It's not from you. You're not paying. It's from the ads, unless you're paying for a subscription. But it's buy the ads, don't, watch the video, don't watch the video. No one's forcing you. And that's the difference between making money doing this content compared to making money in an MLM. And I could go on and on about the differences between the two. Like affiliate marketing. People like to say, oh, you've got affiliate marketing links. Yes, but nobody is saying, hey, get this affiliate marketing link and you'll make 6 figures a month. No one expects that. No one in their right mind would expect that. But MLMs will say, do this work and you can have the life of your dreams. Affiliate marketing companies don't promise you anything other than the 20%, 10%, 5% that you might get off of a sale. Does that make sense? Does any of these ramblings make any kind of sense today? Okay. I want to show you the most important part of why I decided to make a video today. Because I was going to do a video earlier about, I don't even know what about, but I just wasn't feeling it. This is what I'm feeling. Michelle Carpenter at Fallible Spoonie created an incredible website source. If you go to Mlmchange.org, all of the resources you could possibly need for working your way through healing, profit loss statements, just so much information. It's all put into this website. Okay, it takes you to the trade regulations rule on the use of earning claims. The FTC recently in February proposed a rule that would require multi-level marketing companies to be very transparent on the expected income of their reps when they sign up. Now, you might be saying, well, don't they already do that? No, they're not technically, they don't technically have to do that. They might have to put an income claim, a little disclaimer at the bottom, results not typical, like weight loss things will have to do, but they do not have to show you an income disclosure statement. An income disclosure statement is when they take all of the data from the previous year and they show you what the average income for the year was for each rank. For most of these multi-level marketing companies, and when I say most, I mean all, the average income is abysmal. And anywhere between 92 to 99% of those reps in those companies will not make a livable wage. So when we give statistics, it's not always from the John Taylor report that is on the FTC website, which some people love to frequently try to tear down. Those statistics come directly from those companies, from the MLMs, where we look at the income disclosure statement that the MLM produces and we say, based on the numbers you have given us, 92% will not make a livable wage or they'll lose money. So that's where we get those numbers. So sometimes you see different numbers thrown around and it might be because of the company that the person is specifically talking about, or it might be the FTC ruling. There was an ARP study done in a couple years ago. So the FTC study was done 10 years ago, but all of those numbers still stand to reason, right? The study just doesn't go away. It doesn't mean that everything changed. And as things change, we're still learning and learning more. If you go to this website, it'll help guide you to what the FTC is looking for. Because they're making this rule, they are accepting public comments from you, from me, from anybody to submit a comment and say, here is what I experienced that was negative about joining an MLM. Here is what I did not know. Here is an example of a multi-level marketing rep making a claim. Here is an example. Here is a screenshot of a text message where I was encouraged to buy my rank, to stack my rank, to purchase a flash sale. Here is an example of an email that I got that did da, 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 da. And then you can all say, Here is my experience where I joined an MLM and I ended up going into massive debt. And here is why. And it's really important that you showcase that when you were recruited, you were not told that the car program was not a free car, that it was actually you buying the car on your own credit with your own loan. That these things are left out. If the FTC would rule in our favor, it would force these MLM companies to be absolutely transparent about all of those claims. That when you join, that you absolutely understand that you are not likely to make any money. That they can't say to you, well, if you just work hard enough. It's not about that. It's not about just working hard enough. We live in capitalistic America where we have been proven year over year that working really hard does not equal a livable wage. We know that that is true in regular working America. And it is especially true in multi-level marketing. You can work your fingers to the bone, but if you don't amass a huge downline of people who are also barely scraping by, you will make nothing. You will not build that house that they'd like to say, I built this house because of my business. Okay? So if you go through here, these are slides that show you exactly what are they looking for. What would be a good comment? Should I phrase it? There are videos here that break this down. Videos, we did I was not able to attend for long, but Roberta and Michelle did an FTC comment writing workshop. I highly recommend that you watch this. Take the time because you guys are so crucial in helping us be part of this change that makes MLMs be responsible and hold them accountable for not leading people into complete debt and confusion and just manipulation, okay? And then if you go down here and you keep scrolling and reading all of the things, eventually you will get to the link. Where was the link? I just had it. Click here to submit your comments to the FTC. You click on that link and it opens up this website here. Click submit a formal comment. Your deadline is May 10th. Please, I am begging you, if you know anybody that has been affected, that has joined a multi-level marketing company and been like, I did not know all the truth when I joined. They did not tell me this and the other. Please write in your comment. And your comments can be long, your comments can be short. There are this website that Michelle has put together out of just sheer, it's a passion project. No one is paying her for this website. Okay, I want everybody to understand she is doing this because she believes in it. It is a passion project. All the information you need is right there. And I am imploring you to please take the time. Take a couple minutes out of your day to look through it, read up if you need to, and then submit a comment and ask your friends to do the same. It's the only time I'm going to recruit or ask you to recruit other people to do something because it doesn't give us any financial gain, but it does help those in the future who are subject to being recruited into a multi-level marketing scheme. I hope that this video wasn't too all over the place for you today. I just needed to get all this off my chest. I wanted to talk about success stories. If you have left your multi-level marketing company recently, whether it's because of me, because of any of the other creators that I mentioned, please let me know. I love to hear your success stories, and it helps me know that what I'm doing is going in the right direction. I appreciate you so much. And my motto, if you're new here and you don't know everything that I stand for, my motto is keep calm. Keep calm stands for through kindness, education, empathy, and patience, we will create a lasting movement. So we must always keep calm. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.